Hi, I'm Marcus Curtis from Marcus Curtis Music, and today I'm going to show you how to record a track into Sonar using the X32 Producer. Okay, it's going to be simple. We'll do a bass track. Let's get started. Okay, in order to record our bass track, the first thing we're going to need is a direct box, and we're also going to need a cable, XLR cable. We'll just plug this in right here, like so. Okay, now we're going to take our signal from the direct box into channel 3 on the Behringer. Okay, so now our bass is plugged into the direct box, which goes into channel 3 of the Behringer mixer. So as we play our bass, let's go to channel 3 here. We don't see anything. Let's make sure that the volume knob is up on the bass. Make sure that the tone knobs are all up on our active bass here. Now we're starting to get a little bit of a signal. Let's go ahead and send that to the mains. And let's go ahead and bring up the channel fader, and we'll bring up the main fader. And there we have our bass. There it is. Okay, so we have our bass. I'm going to play a little bit more. Stronger mixer. We could use dynamics and that kind of stuff. We're going to keep it simple though, and we're just, these Midas preamps are awesome. About 2 is okay. Let's bring down the master fader a little bit. There, we still have our level. Okay, good signal. Okay, so now let's go to the Cakewalk DAW platform. Okay, now that we have our bass plugged into the mixer, it's coming in through the PA speakers. You can hear it right there. Okay, there we have our bass. So what we're going to do first is start the Behringer software. Okay, we're going to connect to the Behringer mixer to PC. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to go to the setup first. And in the setup, if you're not connected or you need to reconnect, you know, you can do that through here. We're going to go through the card tab though. Click on the card tab and we see that it has 32 channels in, 32 channels out. We don't need 32 channels out. So what I'm going to do is click on this, and I'm going to go down to 32 channels in and 8 out. Also on the mixer over here is where you adjust the sample rate. We have 48K here. I have older projects in 44.1K, so I'm going to go ahead and select this. It doesn't really matter, it's personal preference. Yes, you get a higher sample rate with this, which you're also taking up more hard drive space. But whatever you prefer, whatever your background is, 44.1 suits my needs fine. You can choose whatever you want. So we're going to go down and close that out. I'm going to open this up. Now when I play the bass, you'll see here we are on the mix right here. We needed this to be a little louder though. So we're going to go ahead and select channel 3. We're going to go up to the channel portion, and here we are in channel 3. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the gain up a little bit just to get a little bit more. Okay, good. Okay, so we're set up, ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to minimize this. I'm going to go over to Cakewalk and start Cakewalk. Now it says choose MIDI ports because I don't have my MIDI keyboard plugged in. So I'm just going to say continue with no MIDI. Okay, and I'm going to turn off the projects that I pre-recorded, and I'm going to open up a new project. Okay, and we're going to make this a blank project. So this is what a blank project looks like, okay? And we can, this is the track pane. Now, if we want to see the bus section, we just come down here, and here's the bus section right in here. So we're just going to go ahead and collapse that. I'm going to go over here and right-click. Now we can insert an audio track, insert a MIDI track, insert instrument track, multiple tracks at a time, a track folder, or a track template. But we just need an audio track. I'm going to go ahead and put that in. I'm going to drag it down. Okay, so over here in this window right here, is where the selection for the track is. So if we want to click on that, go to all, here's all the features of the track, everything you would need to adjust. But sometimes when you have multiple tracks and you need to save room, you don't want all that stuff in there. So if you want to, you can do the effects. So now the effects band is present, and you just right click and insert to add an effect. Okay, there's plenty of effects to choose from. Or you can go over here and it drops down and you can select a mix. So now you have access to the volume, the gain, and the pan controls. Okay, and or you go down here and select I/O, which is input and output. So what we need to do now is we need to select the Behringer source. So we go ahead and click on that and go down to the Behringer. Now we're plugged into channel 3. So you see our first selection is left 1 and right 1. This is actually channel 1 and channel 2. And this is stereo. Here's left 3 and right 3. This is actually channel 3 and channel 4. So what we're going to do, since we're in the third channel, we're going to select that. That's our proper source. But if I play, you're still not going to see anything in the mixer. You have to arm the track for recording by hitting the record button. And now it plays. Okay, so I'm going to keep the metronome as default, and I'm going to go ahead and just record a line or two. Now, if we check this out, see, I think that's pretty good even balance. If you need to adjust the balance and you need that to go higher, just call up your Behringer mixer part right here and turn it up over there, and then adjust it to where you need it to be. But we don't need to adjust it right now for our example. So we're going to go back to the Cakewalk program, and we're going to start recording a track now. There we go. Good. Now, we can, if we don't like that, we can go ahead, edit, and hit undo recording, and it's gone. If we want it to come back, we go back to edit, hit redo recording, and there it is again. Okay, and once you save it, it locks it in, so you're good to go. The other thing is, when you play this back, you're going to notice that your meter down here is not going to work. Okay, in order for you to see the meter, you need to take it off of the, you have to unarm the recording track. Now when you play it, you notice that it's going to display here in the meter. Okay, and that's pretty good balance right in there. That's about what you need. Okay, so when it's unarmed, the meter is set for playback. When it's armed, the meter is set for recording. Okay, that's how simple it is. But you notice we don't hear it, and the reason why is because you have to select an input on the Behringer mixer, and you do that in routing. Okay, so to do that, we just go down and call up the Behringer app here, and we're going to go over to routing, and let's go ahead and click on play. Okay, and you see channels 25 through 32. We're just going to take that inputs 9 through 16, and we're going to go over to the card. Remember, we've selected 1 to 8 outputs on the card. You just will move that over there like so. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and exit out of routing, and now we're going to go ahead and play it again. Let's go ahead and play this. Let's go back to the Behringer app. You should see how it's playing right here. There we go. Stop it. We're going to play again. Okay, so now let's check out the monitor system that's built into the Behringer X32 producer. There's going to come a time in your recording adventure where you're going to need to invest in some studio monitors. I have the Atom Audio Studio Monitor. It's got a ribbon tweeter, which is an excellent feature. It's an awesome speaker. They retail for about 250. Now the reason why you're going to need this monitor is because all speakers lie. Anything that's not a studio monitor is going to lie to you. They're going to try to improve the signal. They're going to try to minimize distortion. Maybe they'll increase the bass. You need an accurate representation of the signal you recorded in order to mix it properly. And that's what studio monitors are for. There are many on the market. I went with the Atom Audio. I'm really happy with them. Here we are looking at the back of our Atom Audio studio monitor. Now these things are self-powered. You just plug it in and the amplifier is within the speaker itself. We have two inputs. You have an RCA and a XLR input. The outputs on the mixer are 1/4 inch jack. So we have a cable here that's a 1/4 inch on one side and an XLR on the other. It's just a matter of plugging this in like so. Then we're going to plug this end into the Behringer mixer. Now when we turn this on, we can turn this on and your power switch is right here. When it comes on, you'll see our little green light here, and this is our volume level, of course, and right here is 0 dB. Okay, if you need to crank it louder, you can go a little bit louder. Right there's 0 dB. It's got a low shelf and a high shelf. I just kind of keep those two off, and we're good to go. Let's go plug this in. Okay, we're going to use the monitor outs on the Behringer, and this one is left and this one is right. Okay, I don't know if you can see this input right here, but this is the input for a talkback microphone. I'll go ahead and unplug the monitor. Here, I'll unplug this one too. So you can see I'll go ahead and plug in the XLR cable. And we'll plug our monitors back in. Okay, so this cable is going to connect to a microphone that the sound guy or the mixing board operator is going to use. And the talkback microphone can be used to send a signal via the monitoring system. So you can talk with the people who are up on the platform. So if you're in a church, this is a great way to communicate with those guys. Just hook up a talkback microphone and you're good to go. The controls for this is on top of the Behringer mixer. We'll cover that here in a minute. Okay, this is a section of the mixer that controls the talkback mic, the studio monitors, and the headphones that plug into the mixer. Okay, so to get to the detailed settings of this, all you have to do is press the view button and the settings load over here on the screen. You can also pull these settings up on the Behringer app on the computer or on your iPad or whatever it is you're using. Okay, so this is the volume for the headphones that plug in. And this is the volume for the studio monitors that plug in back here. Okay, and the dim switch will actually reduce the volume by whatever you set in the settings. Okay, this is the volume for the talkback microphone, and you have two buttons for the talkback mic, talkback A, talkback B. Talkback A needs to be held down anytime you talk. Okay, talkback B leaves the mic hot, so you can go on and do other things in the mixer while you're talking to people on the platform or the stage or wherever you are. Okay, so now let's go to Cakewalk and we'll finish this up. Okay, our goal here is simple. We're going to get the audio in Cakewalk to play back through our studio monitors. Now that shouldn't be too hard, right? I've turned off the PA mains, I've turned on the studio monitors, and I've loaded a project in Cakewalk. So let's get this project playing. Hit the play button, and there it goes. Okay, so we're going to call up the Behringer app, and we've got channels 16 through 32 selected, and there's nothing playing audio-wise. So what we're going to do is we're going to fix this in routing. We're just going to go over here and click on routing. And see, we're on the card. We're going to go over here to inputs. Okay, and we're going to take channels 25 through 32. And we're going to move it over to the card channels 1 through 8 because we have 8 out. Okay, so we're going to take the routing off. So we see right away we have a signal right here. Okay, so we can turn it up, but we're not going to hear anything just yet. Okay, so now what we need to do is go up to the channel, right there, and we select channel 25. There's our and an output there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to link these to stereo. So we're going to click on the link, click OK, and now these are linked together stereo. So we go up and go down. Notice that the pan is set automatically. Okay. And we're good to go. So I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Now we're going to go over to where the monitor button is, and it brings up that monitor section on that screen that was on that mixer. So over here, we're going to change our source. We're going to change that to left and right. And there's our audio. So let's go ahead and turn that button off. So now we can adjust the volume of the audio. All right, there it is. So now the audio is playing back through our stereo monitors. You're gonna want to use your stereo monitors for mixing, for mastering. You don't want to use your PA speakers for that. So that's how the monitor section works. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope it was helpful for you or to you. And if you liked the video, don't forget to click subscribe and hit the like button. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you in the next video.